Oh shit, my camera just went off immediately when I turned on. Hold on. Oh no, this is like yesterday stuff. I need to clear it out first. Clear comment. Yes. Hello there. Yeah. All right. This is good. This is good. Today I'm going to be showing my face and all. Showing my fat face. Let me have a little bit of. No, not the TTS command stuff. Oh, where is it? I should have like this. Yeah, this thing. Is it? Nope, not this. Yeah, this one. Not good enough. That was for exercising. You know what? Boop. Yeah, this is much more better. All right. Let's put some TTS command off my Ko-Fi QR code. Remove you. Yeah, I gotta complain that the screen that I'm showing is a little bit too small. So I'll be boosting that size a little bit more. Oh wait, I'm the wrong ass place. Okay, now it's bigger. Happy now? I still have stuff to show behind me, you know. Okay, booster slightly bigger more. Okay, good, good. If you guys don't know what just happened, it's basically because I'm just doing stuff, okay? I'm just doing stuff in other places. I'm streaming to do like streaming stuff in the first place. I hope they actually like updated my stuff early because I am a big advocate of that. But problem is, it's not available in my country at the moment. Ah. Yeah, if you guys wonder what I'm talking about, it's like the dual streaming thingy. If I press go live, yeah, I didn't get those like dual streaming thingy. And will manage to get Yeah, they improved the algorithm, but they didn't really like showcase that my country can use that thing yet. If you guys are wondering like what the heck I'm doing, right now I'm actually writing some like collab stuff that I'll be later on also posted on my Twitters. But at the moment, I'm doing quite lots of like promotions, drawing, this and that, yeah, this stuff. Lots of things to write, lots of things to do. So yeah, um, if you guys want to enjoy a little bit more, I have my vertical format. Let's put this. Oh, I should delete it first. Hold on, I should write it properly. Horizontal view. Again, dual streaming thing is not really like available for me yet, so I kind of like do two stream at the same times. They actually should give it to me. It would be nicer. I already have like all the things set up and everything. For ages I've been like doing this. Let me put this in center first before I click it. Okay. Boop. And I can pin this thing. I found out that this thing is not as great as I thought. Hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit. Thing I can click it using here. I hope I can. Where are you? Found ya. Template utilities. I think I accidentally turned the background a little bit too transparent, so like I need to like do some live update a little bit. If you guys don't know what the heck I'm doing right now, is basically it's just like a plugin stuff. Okay. For my, it's just a. If you guys notice, like I have a quite a unique plugin for my like multi-chat systems. I'm using something called OneCom. That thing is great and all, but I do have like that one issues going on there. Right. Hey, wait a minute. When did my font become like that? I think I accidentally changed the font. No, the font is Noto JP. It should be great. I think it's just some visual bug. Try to refresh the page a little bit. No, no. Well, either way, hello there everyone. My name is Kirivako and I'm your host and your Vtuber voice here to entertain you and may or may not screw up some things, and now I'm kind of like fixing it at the moment. Alright, should be good. Let's save this. Hey, the text is working properly now. Let's give this a double check on the chat thingy. Nice, good. Do, 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 do. Let's play some music. So it won't be that boring, okay? Let's play some Wuthering Wave music. Yee. Oh yeah, today I'm showing my ugly mug. I should actually have my lighting on. Hold on a little bit. Okay, you are a little bit too bright. So I'm going to turn you down a notch. Unless I want to turn you into key light, which I don't need to. Yeah, I haven't shaved yet, so I have quite a lot of stubble on my face at the moment. To make this thing easy, update your full body PNG. All character sheets. dum 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 dum. Definitely have to recalibrate my gosh dang thing. Hold on. Should be better. Anyone who managed to drop by into my stream, hello there, my name is Kirivaka and I'm your host and your voice with a voice here to entertain you and may or may not have no idea what the heck I'm doing. So anyone wondering what I'm actually doing right now, I'm writing like a collab stuff that is going to make like a comic. Ooh, this one I need to skip. I might get corporate claim. Want to make a very scared calling. Okay, okay, my job is done. Hey, hi there, Mimidori. It has been a while. Yeah, I'm trying my best to. I'm trying my best to like do a little bit of marketing, working on lots of stuff. Well, it's Christmas times. It's always like hard to survive around those times. Almost any. Like, here's the thing. Like, there's a reason. For me, I kind of trying to avoid retail in Malaysia. I say again, like, we Malaysians have so many holiday. There's so many holiday rush. It's like the prime list of capitalisms. So every few months we celebrate like some sort of like big, like, you know, like culture event. Sometimes Chinese New Year's, sometimes you know, Lunar New Year's, sometimes like Deepavali, sometimes Hari Raya, sometimes Christmas, sometimes this, sometimes Easter. Every single possible like imagination you think about it, we have it, and we do it in a big scale because being like very like culture mixings is like in Malaysia is the key point of stuff. So like the shopping mall is just super fucking busy most of the time. Like unless you are like working in some sort of like you know, dedicated store, like oh, you are in the bakery store, done. Oh, you are in a what store? Baby product store is fine. Like it's like a very dedicated like product store, then it's like kind of fine. Phone casing store, like then you're fine. The problem is when you are inside a mall or like in like or like you're working in clothing store, like you know, those kind of like $1 store stuff like that, or like the you know, utility store. Like every single fucking time when it comes to like an event times, is just the place is just flooded. It's so flooded to a point that you'll be like, oh shit, I would have quaked. Especially like those times, like the peak. We would call it like the peak Karen week. Any event happening, it's basically like there will always be like 5 type of customers. One type is like they will always like be super indecisive and then try almost everything, and then at the end they wasted all your time and then be like, I feel like I don't want it, and then just leave. And then they just spend like 3 hours standing right beside them helping them out. Especially in shoe store. Holy shit. Like, how can you try a shoe for like 3 fucking hours? But yeah, it does happen. And then there's like that one that will always trying to return shit. And then there will always be like that one that like like I say again, like return shit. Sometimes they trying to like, you know, scan shit out of you, but sometimes it's just they are super fucking picky. Like imagine like they buy a thing and then like they notice like a tiny little flaw inside the shirts, not outside the shirts, okay? There's like a print ink or something, like it's not visible outside the shirts, just inside, and be like, hey, I want to return it. Well, maybe you're right, but still. It's not visible! But yeah. And then like, there is, to be honest, sometimes like if it's expensive clothes, they want to return it that way. I get it, but they bought it like in a discount, like those kind of 70% of discount clothes, you know, and then basically just like a few bucks, and then they came back to return it just because of that. And then we don't have the stock anymore because it's a discount clothes. It means like it's old clothes that we just like, you know, put it on sales to sell out, so we don't have the size anymore. And then they want us to magic out the size, and like, or like the similar brand or like identical brand or something like that, or like any clothes that is identical to it. It's a fucking headache, like, you know. Sometimes they are fine with just replacing the clothes with equal value, okay? They're fine with that. But there will be sometimes, why we call it the Karen weekend, or like the entire week is just you're just gonna meet a lot of Karen, that there are people who say no to that shit, and then they want an identical fucking clothes. They got it from the 70% like discount racket. I'm like, gosh dang it, I'm not a magician, okay? What the fuck are you kind of like expect me to like magic it out? Sometimes people just do not know. They just do not fucking know. Yeah, there's like many type of customers. Like I think the most annoying one is like the first 2 I already told you about, like this particular 2, and then the third one is actually I shouldn't say that much. It's more like, you know, again, it's similar to Cheapskate, but it's more like they wasted your time, not because and then like the moment they be like very excited, and then they try out lots of things, and then the moment they look at the fucking price tag, they'll be, oh shit, no thank you, bye bye. Like this is very different from the indecisive one. The indecisive one just don't know what the fuck they want. But there's like the one that actually just really love the thing. They try it, and then they try lots of like various different things. The moment they look at the price tag, they completely forgot they're broke. And then when they look at it, they'll be like, $50 clothes? Nah. Yeah, there's also that kind. That is actually the fourth kind. They, like, imagine you just work in Uniqlo like clothes stations. They see like some Jip Japan like special edition kind of a Uniqlo clothing. Maybe it's like One Piece theme or like some anime theme. They would just come in here with that image, and then told you to like get that cloth for them, and I'll be like, "Sir, this is like a retail store. We are not online store. You can book it online if you really want it, but we can't just take it out of nowhere." And then they'll be like, no, it's definitely in your like a storage area. Storage area is not Doraemon Dimension Pocket. You can't get it anywhere right now. That is a limited editions only in a certain store. Either you buy it from a scalper, or maybe there is a small fucking chance that you can get it from the online store. Yeah. Especially like when things is like region lock kind of like product is like they want to get it. It's really impossible. And then the fifth kind. Yeah, the fifth kind is actually even worse. I shouldn't say fifth kind. Kind of like a little bit too common. It might nail too many people. I'm just not going to say it. But yeah, like all this kind of like stuff does happen here and there. Like that's the reason I kind of like, try to avoid a retail works sometimes. I did work in retail work back then, but I also realized that my medical condition just cannot handle retail work that well. The dizziness and everything. Since like most of the time, 90% of the time, retail work, you have to walk around and standing. I can't even stand straight and walk straight. So if I keep doing like a lot of job, I have to try my best to look like a normal person walking around. So I just like drain up my energy a lot. Super fucking lot. Again, if not a lot of people like seen me walking before, I can try to do my catwalk again, but it's going to like drain me a lot of energy. Last time I actually like did like a actual catwalk like in front of the camera to let you guys see like how bad my walking is. Like yes, I did like a treadmill stream, but I'm walk in a way that I'm already used to. But if I try to do something like a sobriety test, like those kind of like walk in a catwalk line, I cannot do that shit. Maybe I can train myself to be able to do that shit, but generally it's not something that I can do it easily. It's super energy draining. And yeah, the treadmill stream is basically, for me, is incredibly taxing than most people. Because every single time I finish my treadmill stream, my entire body ache. Not just the leg, okay? Sometimes I, like, if I every single time like do a treadmill stream, I'm just going to like off tomorrow. The reason of it is because my shoulder hurts. In order to keep myself in balance, my hip have to like sway like in a many like different way to kind of like counterbalance. And then my, if you really need to like adjust your balance, like I have to shift my shoulder a lot and then like shift my hip a lot just to keep myself like walking a straight line. So I walk like a gosh dang penguin sometimes if I, being like very unable to like control myself like properly. So last time when I finished like my treadmill stream, man, my fucking shoulders hurt like hell. Like 2 hour walking is actually really taxing. This is why I didn't like go for like higher speed. If I go for higher speed, I just unable to like, take care of the speed that way. Oh yeah. Like today, I'm going to do quite lots of things. One of them is actually I'm trying to make like a comic. Again. So let's get this thing saved up. let's go for a A5. Yeah, I think I can just go for like comic setting and then like go for the A5. Nah, let's go for like the 4-5 setting. 4-5 setting is good. So I'm just going to be lazy a little bit. I'm going for like a 4 comma setting. Okay, what I'm going to draw is going to be tiny, small, and simple. Okay? Let's recalibrate my face a little bit. Okay, good. Oh wait, I can show you guys something else. Mujin have dropped another video. Mimidori, have you know like Twitter have like this like big ass drama that like a very well-known artist is actually an AI user that nobody gave a shit about back then, and it become like super big that they charge like even like a sketch is like $120, and then they managed to get like lots of like business from it too. And they work in fucking VGen. So it become like a very huge drama that they like got when that person got caught multiple time. Yes, multiple time. And then like somehow he got some sort of like shield in VGen because like he actually are very good at hiding the fact that he's an AI artist in front of like VGen staff, so they can't really like detect it until like someone release a gosh dang fucking like 200 page like Google Doc at her. And like before that actually like she tried to show, okay, she tried to show you know, when you kind of like being doubt and stuff, like you will like show like you drawing process and stuff. Yeah, like she, instead of using like Clip Studio or like some time lapse like capture things to kind of capture your like Yeah, it's a woman. I think it's a woman. Who knows? Like, maybe even the hand is fucking AI. But either way, so, um, at that point, they found out like that she do like like filming the iPad and stuff. Yeah, the green thing, the green thing. Lots of people actually got confused about the green things. Actually, like in any case, it's similar to green screen. So you just like use like a green, uh turn your shit into green colors, and then like you can kind of like draw the green in, draw, with like the green out, and then like do the green screen thingy, so people can't really like see your green image, and then they just draw on top of it, and then afterward they just like when they start coloring it, they turn off the green screen stuff, obviously, because like they can just turn off the image at that point. Like that's the thing. Like here's the thing. In some sense, if an artist know what the fuck they're doing, if they want to use AI as reference and stuff, I'm fine with that actually. Just be fucking transparent. People do not like AI artists is because they are lying fuck, not because the AI. They use the things that steal people artwork, and then they lie to people that, hey, I made this shit. It's just not going to fly. If you're just going to say, hey, I got this like AI prompter, I have like a color reference from this, I just want the colors only, that's all. And also like get inspirations from like different artists and that other stuff. I'm using AI for that. You just let people know that, and then it's fine, you know. You don't need to like lie to people. Hey, this is 100% original because my hands draw it, hence original. It doesn't fucking work, okay? Yeah, I mean, like everyone can have like their convictions and stuff. I'm fine with everyone that hate it or not like it, or just like with principle, like they don't use it. Like me, I actually have a lot of principle on lots of things. I just refuse to do it a lot of times. Even I did it, I would feel out guilt and then like just like remove that thing, you know. Especially when it comes to content creations, I can use a lot. I mean, like super lots of scummy way to make myself famous. I just refuse to do it out of principle. So everyone have that kind of principle, and even when I do it, I would just be very fucking honest to people about like the things that I do. And as you all already know, I'm a very transparent person. You're just going to face the fact that I am open book persons that just, hey, I did this stuff. You should know. Like, long as it's not incriminating, but it does morally scummy, so I will let people know about it. That's just me in a nutshell. So, in a way, because I do that, I'm not a fucking hypocrite. So, I will be like, you know what? I'm the kind of person who may or may not one day will also try this kind of shit too. So, I won't be like the guy that, super fucking advocate to say like fuck AI, because I know AI is a tool. Just the problem is like the environment around it at the moment, how like generative like AI artist was built, and how people is using it and taking advantage of people, naivety, and also lying to people's face. That is the main problem of like when it comes to AI things. So I will never like try my best to condemn the use of AI. I more or less condemn people like being a lying fuck. And when they got like confronted, they were just trying their best to like guilt trip the shit out of you, which is making me even more pissed off actually. Either way, let's pause the music so we can like go to watch the Mujin video. Actually, I watch it halfway. Let's like continue finish watching it. Not continue, like restart again and then like watch it to a point I kind of like haven't finished watch yet. Where's my thingy? Ah, here. Hold on. I need to go to history.
This TikTok challenge.
Oh, not this guy.
This TikTok challenge just led to 3 teenagers in Florida being sees Laura to
Okay. Just a fair warning. This thing will be like an hour long, so yeah.
Look, let's face it, AI has become a thorn in the butt for just about anyone who doesn't look like a human reptile. And you don't really have to research too long to find out why. Just look at what's been happening recently. RAM prices have absolutely skyrocketed to never before seen levels because of AI data centers buying them all up. And just as people were starting to delay their plans of upgrading their PC because of this, AI targeted a new victim. SSDs are now rising in value very quickly and could double and even triple within the next few months because of them. This is not looking good. But while PC builders are finally starting to see the negative impact of what AI can do to them, there's a particular set of people who've been having to deal with AI for years now. And of course, I'm referring to none other than artists. I mean, things have gotten so bad that, just as an example, a Japanese game studio recently started making applicants draw in front of them during interviews to prove that they're not using generative AI. Yes, that's how good it's gotten. Take a look at this drawing. It looks absolutely stunning, right? What about this one? I mean, damn. Everything from the eyes to the facial expression to the outfit. It would have normally taken a lot of talent to be able to draw something like this, except in both of these cases, no one actually drew them. It was AI generating an image. That's just how worryingly good it's gotten. However, when it comes to these two drawings that I showed you, the accounts that posted them very clearly say that they're using AI. There's no problem there. But unfortunately, not everyone is like that. In fact, many people try to make it seem like they were the ones who drew it. Some are so shameless that they go as far as charging people money to draw them sketches, when in reality, there's absolutely no drawing involved. People are paying for someone to draw something for them and are just getting something that was generated in an AI for free. Now, usually, these people can be easily caught by simply asking for a PSD file. This allows you to see the different layers used for drawing and can pretty much expose an AI user very quickly. However, recently, it hasn't been so easy. There's a new breed of people using AI to pass it off as their own drawings, and they have become a real problem. Those people are tracers. What they do is generate an AI drawing, but instead of just ending it there, they take it a step further by drawing on top of it. This allows them to make these time lapses that makes it seem like they're legitimate, like they're actually drawing what they're presenting. Now, to the average person that doesn't draw, this seems normal, and this would calm any doubts they might have. For experienced artists, though, they understand that drawing is a very messy process initially.
There's also AI tracer now, so have to be.
This is why it's been so much harder to prove if someone's actually using AI, and it's been getting to a point where some people are able to slip through the cracks long enough to garner a huge following. For this video, of course, we're talking about none other than Asami Arts, someone who has garnered almost 100,000 followers on their page that they barely made a year and a half ago, while managing to build a big, loyal audience. Now, seeking to expose
because
like
they
this
show
is no
Guna pose.
But Teru, an experienced artist,
obviously
went above and beyond to show everyone that Asami was tracing AI. They were not legitimate, even though they were charging money for commissions. On December 1st, 2025, they would post, "Asami Arts is tracing AI." This is an account with nearly 100,000 followers who has been taking dozens of commissions through VGen. Here is the evidence. And my God, does this document provide proof. proof. It goes deep into the most minute details imaginable while presenting everything in such an amazing way. I almost shed a tear by how well this document was formatted, especially after the awful last few we've looked at. And seeing how AI unfortunately doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon, this means that issues like this will keep happening on an even greater level, so it's important for us to understand what to look for and why this is such a big deal. This is why I figured that we had to talk about it, but also because later on we would get one hell of a twist. The artist being accused would end up posting a very convincing looking time-lapse that proves their innocence. And as many people were starting to think that the person who wrote the document only did so out of jealousy, a day later, this same time-lapse would get community noted. This really isn't your typical artist drama, okay? There's a lot of ups and downs here. It's one hell of a roller coaster, so strap in. You're gonna need it. Let's do this. Alright, so first things first, for you to really understand the gravity of the situation, we need to talk about what VGen is. It's a platform that was made by artists for artists. It has become very popular over the last few years, and it essentially allows you to have some sort of an open marketplace for artists. It initially started out as very popular within the Vtuber community for models and whatnot, but now has everything from music to writing to physical goods. The advantage it gives to a client is the fact that they can come here and commission someone they know is verified by the website, someone legitimate. For the artists, on the other hand, this gives them way more protections than a website like PayPal does, while also giving them a very handy dashboard to keep track of multiple commissions. One of the things that make it appealing to commission someone on this website is the fact that it's a closed community. Not anyone can just create an account and make themselves an artist. No, they have to have an invite code. There are 6 different ways to get a code, and none of them are easy. Additionally, even after you get a code, you only get verified on the platform after completing a very specific set of criteria. You have to have 10 followers, make $100 in the last 30 days, get 3 reviews from different clients.
Yeah, back then it's
and
not
the review
the
rating
last
has
30
to be
days. They
above
just
4.
updated this year, like half the years. I was almost getting verified. Back then you can just grind it. I'm almost getting verified, and then they just retroactively activate it, and then erase all of my process, and then I have to do everything again. I was like, ah, shit. At least I managed to like get verified now. I ran some like very lots of people concerning about my health kind of campaign. It's like $5 per any art. You can request any art from me just for $5, and then I get like a bunch of like a bunch of support and stuff. So yeah, which is a very nice and good thing from lots of people. Which is something I really loved it.
0.6 out of 5. Once that happens, your profile gets reviewed by an actual human being, which means if you have the verified badge, VGen personally took the time to review your profile. One of the things human reviewers look for is the fact that you're actually drawing your own art, you're not using AI. And that's to be expected. One of the first things you see when you go to VGen's website is the sentence, "All human artists welcome." That's because VGen's stance on AI is pretty much what every artist's stance is. They'll only accept it if it's 100% opt-in, which means they can give their consent for their art to be used to train models, all while giving credit to people contributing to AI models and giving them royalties because it's their art and they deserve to get paid for it. AI currently doesn't do any of these things. They just took art without anyone's consent and used it for their models without crediting anyone or giving them any compensation. And while this all sounds wonderful on paper, even having a human reviewing your profile for AI, reality is kind of a different story. There have been many AI tracers that have made it through the cracks of VGen's verification team, and one of those people is none other than Asami Arts. They joined Twitter in August 2024, and their whole point has been to present art in a more parasocial form. You see, the whole point here is that Asami is the owner of this profile and is posting suggestive arts of herself. Most of these pictures will also have captions, and those too will be suggestive. Asami was able to garner one hell of a community fairly quickly with a very high engagement rate. For example, this post with the caption, "Do you think it suits her?" in which we can see the character Asami wearing some fairly revealing clothing, has hundreds of thousands of views and over 26,000 likes. This essentially is any artist's dream, right? To post something like this on their profile and receive this much engagement. And yet here was
Yeah, the
Asami
weirdest thing,
posting art
here's
on
the
the
thing. My character can never be suggestive. Due to the makeup and everything, the actual visible part of my body is just my hand and my face. Like, not even like fully below the neck. I'm not sure you guys can like see any like marking in there. It's basically like not even like fully below the neck. Okay, it's just partially like visible. So if my character actually really have to take off like his clothes and stuff, nobody can see jack shit. Like I can't play sexy. My character is too teenage looking, so even he took off his clothes, it's not going to have like a lots of like, you know, attractions and everything. It's just fucking teenagers. Or like a very very young adult that don't really have much sex appeal. Just on that part, you know. I can go for like the manga version of Kirei, which like he actually have the full body, and you can definitely say like he's actually in a much more sexy form because like he's those kind of like slim fit like persons. Yes, actually like the manga version of like Kirei, he have a different hair colors. Actually, his hair color is not turquoise; it's much more like dark green, and he have both eyes is green, also dark green, and his body is actually visible, and it's actually much more fit body than like the current like body like architecture I'm using for my character in here. He's a very different build.
Almost daily, always getting a whole lot of engagement. And so they wasted no time whatsoever opening up commissions and charging $120 for half body and up to $150 for full body, opening up a VGen and getting a verified badge. But that's not all. Asami would also have a fan box in which they posted some I mean, at this point, it wasn't suggestive anymore. It was just straight up NSFW drawings. The lowest tier to access these NSFW drawings was around $4 a month, with the highest one being $13 a month. Judging by the likes and comments, they made a pretty penny. I mean, of course they did. They had found the most profitable way to make money on the internet, being parasocial. Look at this comment on the teaser they posted of the 18+ drawing. I don't like this one. I don't like other people touching her. To which Asami replied with, "Ah, sorry, I actually meant to draw this as you. No one touches her, jealous boy. Don't worry." That person would then reply with, "Ah, okay, then it's fine." How did we get here? In any case, this all leads us to Teru, an actual artist that doesn't use AI that knows.
Why do I just make a sexy characters and then why do I just sexify Kirei so I can just like, you know, I can just like do the parasocial thing. Who knows? Maybe I can. And if I never show my face, maybe I can pull it off just using this voice. Who knows? Besides, it's my normal voice, so it's kind of easy to do it than, you know, the rest of the other things. But still, I can just like lower down my voice a little bit more. Just actively lowering it a tiny bit more. Then I can be. Sounds a little bit much more suggestive if I really wanted to be. Could be working. Yes, I could make this thing work. But obviously, I won't really do those kind of things. Like, you know, when it comes to parasocial, especially guys, parasocial to girls, some girls may go full yandere, which is not a good thing.
Noticed Asami on their feed. You see, for the average person, Asami's drawings looked legitimate. There was nothing fishy about them. But for an experienced artist, someone who actually draws almost every day and knows what it takes to make something, Asami was definitely getting very fishy. Thing is, though, there's a lot of fishy artists out there. For Teru, though, the reason why they didn't just block Asami and move on is because they noticed they were charging a minimum of $120 for just a simple sketch commission.
$120 fucking dollar for a sketch. I give you guys $60 for a full carving style art. Nobody want to get it, and then she managed to get like hundreds of like order from it. Hundreds.
This would lead Teru quote tweeting one of the time lapses that Asami had posted to prove they weren't.
I mean,
using
what the
AI,
fuck?
all while saying, "Love it when people who trace AI post time lapses to prove that they are definitely not tracing, but then it looks exactly like someone who is."
Like speaking about this, I actually provide you guys a new offer that you guys can get. The Padaru Kirei, okay? The Pixel Padaru Kirei. So if anyone want a Pixel version of Padaru Kirei, you guys can order it from me. And also, if anyone who is just started, okay, they notice my account and then they notice my art because my art like have a variety of like, you know, style going on. they can actually give a very that's like very low budget version, like tryout version for you guys to use. So $5 tryout, I can draw anything you guys want. Okay, $5 tryout, and then you guys can only do it like once per month. Okay, anything here, all the low budget options. This is a higher tier. This is like the lower tier one. I will still draw the best I can, but the effort is going to be like lower than this one. Okay, this one I have like a high effort to draw, having a much more like more dedicated like high budget work in there. And then this one is the animation for cheap, and then this one is like comic for cheap, anything for cheap. Okay, that's like this surprise skep art com is. I give it cheap for reasons is because like you guys rarely have much control over it, and I would just like finish, done. You guys can't complain because it is a fucking cheap art. Hey, I'm starting to get more following, which is a very good thing.
I'm still not getting any job though. I'm not sure to be happy or sad about it.
Yeah, at the moment I'm just doing like a very like carefully drawn area like this. Background. Hold on. In order to draw a very straight line. I know I can just use the fucking ruler, but I want this thing to look a little bit organic in the same time, so people can kind of see tiny wobble in there, but not exactly at the same time. You know what? Just 100%. Cool. Ooh. Oops. Ooh. 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 Yeah, good. Took me a while. Okay, go back to 65% of stability. And let's keep watching, obviously.
Tracing skull emoji. This was back in October 8th, 2025. On November 25, 2025, Terry would quote tweet what we just saw, where they were calling out Asami Arts, and say, "Since it's been over a month and VGen did nothing about any of the multiple AI accounts I reported, I really have no choice but to warn people on Twitter instead. I'm not sure what other evidence they want you to submit to take action on AI tracers in their platform. Is it okay just because it's not fully AI but just traced over AI? Because in one case, it was traced not from AI but another artist, as I recognized the artwork it was traced from immediately. Or was it because the art they traced was not a commission delivered through VGen? So Teru was obviously perplexed here. How is it that VGen is anti-AI while their reports against people who actually are using AI are doing nothing? And it's not like Teru was someone random. Back in August 20th, 2025, they had posted a Google Doc about the artist Misui, who also had another account by the name of Foam. They had very viral art and were growing at a ridiculous pace. But this document had essentially killed any shred of reputation they might have built overnight, providing an incredible amount of proof while also giving perspective from someone who's been drawing for 14 years. Not even
Yeah, I know
24
you're
hours
tired.
later,
You should go to sleep.
Misui would delete their entire profile off Twitter. Their other account has not posted since June of 2025. So seeing that VGen was not replying, was not doing anything about people who are so obviously tracing and copying other people's work, Teru would do it again. And on December 1st, 2025, they would post, "Asami Arts is tracing AI. This is an account with nearly 100,000 followers who has been taking dozens of commissions through VGen. Here is the evidence." Linking a Google Doc. This post has over 5 million views. It would somehow get ratioed by a quote tweet that does nothing but praise it for its incredible formatting. Guys, I'm telling you, this is a very big day if you're a Google Docu reader, okay? There are highlights, links, arrows, GIFs that autoplay. Dude, sometimes there's going to be a bunch of pictures everywhere, right? Text next to it or on the bottom or whatever, it would show you an arrow pointing to what they're referring to, either to the left or to the right or to the top. I could shed a tear. They even have art chronologically showing the progress. Oh my God. Not to mention the incredible table of contents on the left. Okay, fine. I'm done creaming my pants for now. Let's get into this. This document is 41 pages, but don't let that number scare you. Every page in this document is there for a reason. There's no wasted time. There's no filler. Additionally, a huge chunk of these pages is there to show you proof, images. It's not 41 pages of just straight yapping. And finally, it is painfully detailed. This document is a work of art, and I don't say this lightly. The first page starts off big, listing everything that Teru is accusing Asami of doing. Teru starts off by saying, there is a big issue at the moment with artists tracing over AI while charging hundreds of dollars for commissions in platforms like VGen. This doc is regarding Asami Arts, formerly known as Drawing Asami, and it's meant to inform commissioners about ongoing tracer issues. I don't like making docs like this, I don't like accusing people of AI, and I hate scrutinizing others' art or questioning their skill. But at the moment, Asami Arts is taking $120 commissions through VGen while blocking anyone who questions if they use AI. I understand, it's very frustrating to have people constantly doubting your artistic skill, especially when it leads to unnecessary insults or harassment. In this document, I will show you why I believe the odds of Asami Arts tracing over AI are extremely high. Generally, there is always a pattern when people do this. The behavior these tracers exhibit always ends up being very similar. They then go ahead and list some AI account red flags. The first one being, the Twitter/X art account is very new. Most joined after 2021, and there are no other socials associated with that username or similar. This is not the case with Asami Arts, as Asami Arts joined August 2024, but they had a previous account with username Drawing Asami that joined in 2022, but that was suspended. The second point is, art is constantly deleted when someone points out there are AI elements, or comments mentioning AI are ignored and hidden. The third point, there are multiple sudden changes in art style in a short amount of time. Please note, it is completely normal for artists to study, experiment, and to draw in different styles, but in cases like this, it's kind of drastic and there's no prior practicing leading to the change. One day there's a drastic shift and they have a different style from an existing artist. The fourth point, in Asami Art's case, it combines both the previous points. A lot of their previous art has been deleted because they suddenly switched art styles from popular Japanese artists who have AI models trained with their art without their consent. I will elaborate more on this later. Their current Twitter media tab is all art that resembles famous Japanese artist Ixi. They have deleted all the art that resembled another artist by the name of Hote. The fifth point, sudden jump in art skill. For example, an amateur digital artist suddenly mastering anatomy and color theory within a few months. You can't observe this simply by looking at Asami-chan's media tab because they have deleted most of their old art from Twitter and Pixiv. I will be showing you their previous art before their current Ixi style. I have to mention, in a lot of these cases, the person tracing will still struggle with line art because you can trace the anatomy and copy the colors and shading of an AI picture, but the AI will not magically improve your lack of experience doing line work. Unfortunately, this point doesn't apply when the image is being traced by a veteran artist because professionals will have good line work control already. And the final point, refusing to provide proof, deflecting, ignoring people. Once it becomes too overwhelming, tracers provide a small amount of evidence that ends up raising more questions. And most of the time they also delete that evidence. Proving that you aren't tracing is really simple if you are not tracing AI. This person was invited to draw together in a browser-based Canvas website, but their response was that they don't have to prove themselves to anyone or convince anyone. The website in question being magma.com, a site similar to iScribble or Drawpile but online. This is a simple, free way to show people you are not tracing. So this was the intro, and it was showing you a general sense of what happens when you find a tracing account. The next section in this document is called Time-Lapse Inconsistencies. The time-lapses below are from Clip Studio Paint. It allows you to export time-lapses in 15, 30, and 60-second lengths, and a full length. I converted the original MP4 files that were posted on Twitter to GIF format so you can view it here. The time-lapses that Asami Arts posted were 30 seconds long, and the GIF version is also 30 seconds long. Teru would then say, in red highlighted text, the line art magically being drawn with no sketch in the background. And in these two different time lapses, we can see exactly that. This line art just appears. There's no sketching process, there's no erasing process. A lot of the top artists sometimes will have to rescale certain things, change the perspective on certain things. Here you see none of that. Teru then continues. This is how Clip Studio Paint time lapses work. You have to manually press the record time-lapse button. Then the program will begin recording all the strokes and undos you make in every layer. Sometimes, artists forget to press the record button so the time-lapse won't show them working on the sketch, but it will still show the sketch at a low opacity when they are lining. This means that Asami is lining without a sketch to guide her, without corrections, perfectly
No one
placing
can
every
fucking
line
do
with
that.
no hesitation. Note
Unless
how she
you are
doesn't
like
even bother
freaking
drawing
like
Callie's full
famous
face first, then
manga
erasing the chin
artists
area
that you
will be
already
covered.
been
This is, of course,
like
referring
drawing
to the
your
right
work
time
so
lapse.
many times.
Normally, an artist would draw the entire chin area of the face and then
Like,
erase
it's
it when,
really
you know,
rare,
the boobs
okay?
come in.
Oh,
But in this
like,
case,
unless
before
you are
even
fucking
drawing
Kim
the
Jong-gi,
boobs, Asami somehow
okay?
knew the exact place they would take in order to not draw the chin there, as if they had already known exactly to the most minute detail how the drawing was going to look like before they even started drawing. Teru would then continue, "You should know that Clip Studio allows you to make a private line work layer that will not be shown in the time-lapse. I have included the source links and original upload timestamps for Asami's time-lapses, but as of October 9th, both time-lapses were deleted from her account. Below, I will show some time-lapse GIFs from AI tracers and a Twitter user who traced an AI image to prove that it's possible to fake a time-lapse in Clip Studio Paint. These time-lapses are very similar to Asami's, where there are no adjustments and the line work is drawn perfectly." So this time-lapse right here on the left was posted by a Twitter user to show that you can trace over AI with Clip Studio Paint and it won't show in the recording. Here we can see another tracer doing the same exact thing, and on the right we can see the other person that Teru had written a Google Doc about, Misui, doing exactly that as well. Now look, I'm not expecting everyone watching here to be an artist, or much less know how a time-lapse is supposed to look like. So here's a very quick example of an artist I really like on Twitter. Their name is Dino, and here's the final completed artwork that they worked on, and here's the time-lapse. As you can see, there's a lot of changes that happen even in the sketching process. A lot of scaling, moving things around. Nothing is ever certain when you're drawing. And even in a sped up time-lapse, it still appears to be slow sometimes. That's because adjustments are constantly being made. That's the whole point of drawing. So when an experienced artist all of a sudden sees